Well, this video may be a little bit weird if you saw my last video, but this is just the tech news. I go over what's interesting to me over the past week. And this past week is kind of crazy with some iPad Pro drama and another Pixel 3 device. We'll jump into it right after this. Hey friends, this is Brandon from This Is Tech Today, your source for honest tech reviews, the news, and my views, and you're watching This Is Tech This Week, a weekly show in addition to my other content where I go over other tech news from this past week that personally interests me. If that's something that you're interested in, make sure to share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified of when I post a new video. Otherwise, I'll send Zach to bend all your devices. So this crazy video came out recently about the iPad Pro from a fellow YouTuber, Zach from Jerry Rig Everything. And, well, just watch it.
Structural integrity is still important.
I don't know about you, but when I look at that, I just like opened my eyes wide and cringed inside and said, oh my God. I'm gonna be honest, I've been really struggling on whether or not to get the iPad Pro. I want to get one, but I just don't know if I should. And it just seems like a beast of a tablet. And Jonathan Morrison, like what he's doing and showing us all is kind of blowing me away. It's really convincing. So this whole bending of the iPad Pro really scares me a bit, but wait, this isn't entirely unique. Greg from Greg's Gadgets pointed out that this has been an issue with even Surface devices. And there's another YouTuber out there that bends a lot of things, and he saw that the previous iPad Pro designs bent as well. So the lesson is if you try to bend it, it'll bend. So maybe if you just use it normally, it'll be okay. To be fair though, it does kind of seem like it bent a little bit easier than the other iPad Pros, but Zach's kind of ripped. But for someone like me who plans on putting it into a backpack where I have a lot of different things in there, like a camera and a bunch of batteries and things like that, it does worry me a little bit. So what if I accidentally drop my bag or someone bumps into me or I'm getting squished in a crowd? Does my camera push into the iPad Pro and kind of bend it? That's what I really want to know, is how well it stands up to things in practical situations. And it seems like some people are having some issues with that in their backpacks. So I'm not really so sure what to do, and maybe I'll have to wait till next year? So what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think it's overblown? Make sure to vote up here in the poll and leave some comments down below. Oh, and you have to watch Snazzy Lab's Mega Troll video on this thing. It's hilarious. So speaking of Apple, their A12 chip that's in the iPhone XS and XR is just amazing. It's an insane beast of a chip in power and performance. It honestly makes me worried about other chip makers Intel, when Apple decides to put their own chips into their own laptops and desktops. And I've honestly been quite disappointed with Qualcomm and their Snapdragon chips. It just seems like they're way behind Apple, and it's just a big downside for Android users. But there's hope. The new Snapdragon 8150 had some benchmarks leaked out on Antutu, and it outperformed all current Android devices and even the new A12 Bionic chip from Apple. Granted, we don't know for sure if this is a real benchmark and not faked, but if it is, it'll be amazing. Apparently, it'll have 1 high-performance core, 3 medium cores, and then 4 energy-efficient low-performance cores. That's a lot of cores. I really can't wait to see this, and we really need some competition to go up alongside Apple, because Apple's just doing an amazing job with their own chips. And hopefully Qualcomm can keep up with this pace, because the reality is by the time the 8150 comes out, the A13 chips will come out, and it's probably going to be better than the 8150. So we'll find out in 2019 how this all works out. Ultimately, competition is really good for us, and in the end we get something that's better for all of us, and hopefully at a better price. And with the holiday season coming up, you have to find ways to save money, and have a clever way of helping you do that with a virtual private network from this video sponsor, NordVPN. You may have some flights, hotels, and car rentals coming up. Well, a crazy trick to get a better deal is with a virtual private network, which allows you to look like you're located in a different country. Surprisingly, travel companies will price their tickets at different prices depending on where you're located, or at least where you look like you're located. So with a VPN, you could potentially save hundreds of dollars for yourself and potentially way more if you're flying your whole family. That easily pays for the cost of NordVPN and then some. If you sign up with the link in the description and use promo code TECHTODAY, you can get 75% off your subscription if you sign up this month. That's only $2.99 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee. And with my promo code, you'll get a month free on top of that too. Seriously, this is a crazy good deal, and you can find instructions for this travel hack down below in the description and a way to sign up there as well. Thank you so much NordVPN for supporting this community, and thanks to all of you who sign up for supporting this channel. Okay, so back in September, I had an interview with a Google engineer who worked on the Pixel 3 devices. They let me know that there is indeed a third device being worked on, but it wasn't going to come out or announce alongside the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. And well, it's seems like that is indeed happening. Last week we talked about how Sargo, a codename found in AR core, was discovered, and it was a smaller device. And now Rajtech, the tech news site that was part of the early leaks of the Pixel 3 XL, has their hands literally on a supposed Pixel 3 Lite. I did cover this back in September where I said, what our source did say is that there is a third device coming. And it does seem to be a budget device that comes with a Snapdragon 670, no wide-angle front-facing camera, but with the same rear camera, and the same camera software as the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. There's a bottom-firing speaker, a 2915 milliamp battery, a 5.5-inch IPS display at 2220 by 1080 resolution, and 444 ppi. It's actually a higher pixel density and resolution than the Pixel 3, just an interesting observation, with 32 gigabytes of storage and 4 gigabytes of RAM. It's actually kind of sad that the budget model has 4 gigabytes of RAM when the flagship premium device has 4 gigabytes of RAM as well. Could they at least give us like 2 extra? Oh, and it has a headphone jack. And the rumored price of between $400 and $500 makes it more affordable, and it ditches the metal construction for plastic in order to achieve that price. Unfortunately, it looks like this is more for emerging markets instead of the US market, but we'll find out. So when is the release date rumored? Well, according to my previous video, what we don't know for sure is when it'll come out, but we were told that if manufacturing is being nice, we may have something in our stockings this year. So maybe we'll have something before the year ends. I did ask whether or not they were looking to compete with Samsung in the S10 and really ultimately trying to see if their release timeline had shifted from October to like a summer timeline, and they said no. I also asked how many devices were in the pipeline, and I was told that the devices do not fit on a standard dice. That means that there's at least 7 of them, including the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. And the new leak and rumors are pointing us towards the Christmas season or the first quarter of 2019. But wait, there's even more. But first, what do you think about this? Vote in the poll and leave some comments down below and join the discussion on the This Is Tech Today Discord server. There's a link in the description. The most interesting thing is that there is a 4th device being worked on. Bonito is a name we've heard for quite a long time alongside the codenames for the Pixel 3 and 3 XL, and it even showed up in the AR Core update last week. It's rumored to still be a mid-range device using the Snapdragon 710 rather than a flagship level device. And honestly, we don't know for sure if it's still coming out. Things can change constantly in a production cycle. What do you think it really is? And do you think there's really room for a 4th Pixel 3 device? Let us know. That's it. Make sure to check out my last video, which is honestly my favorite video I've ever made so far. I had my first photo shoot ever, and I used the Pixel 3 XL stock camera in JPEG and the new Moment 58mm lens. The pictures turned out amazing, and there's some footage and pictures in there that I'm really proud of and love. Go check it out if you haven't already, or check it out again and leave a comment, and I'll see you over there soon. So make sure to share, subscribe, hit that bell icon if you haven't already. Thank you for watching This Is Tech Today. You just watched This Is Tech this week. Until next time. Oh, and hey, have a great day.